Hey guys, welcome back. Huge news from Citadel Forged with Fire. Upcoming patch notes. Patch coming in about a week for PC and a few weeks for console, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Let's take a look at exactly what's going to be in the patch. So let's just get started. Firstly, they're calling this Citadel the God King's Vengeance. And they revealed to us that giant wizard in the mountains, it's called the God King. And this is going to be a free update for everyone who already owns the game. They're considering it a free expansion, but I think that we can speculate on whether or not it's really an expansion. But let's get into the details of what they're talking about. So it says, the ground trembles as the sky lights up. The God King statue of the north glows brighter. Change is occurring in the world of Ignis, and a hero must be summoned. We are excited to announce Citadel, the God King's Vengeance, a massive free update coming to Citadel on Wednesday, February 5th. That's for PC, and then, of course, console will follow. Help Gembok, one of the last living priests of Nishon, as he investigates sudden and mysterious changes throughout the land. Step into the world, unravel deep mysteries, and meet legends of Ignis who have devoted their lives to solving ancient mysteries. The God King's Vengeance is part one of two huge expansions coming to the base game. In this update, players can choose to embark on a hero's journey spanning the entire game with quests and storylines starting at level 1 all the way to through level 60. Part 2 of this update will launch later this year and feature epic conclusion to the story along with new features. So there's a new quest system. We talked about this in previous videos. An all-new robust quest and narrative system guiding players from very early to late game, including brand new FTUI. I guess I'm not sure exactly what that is. FTUE. But some sort of overhaul for that. Main quest and storyline, tons of narrative-based side quests. Hopefully this will be good. This will be something nice to give the game a little bit of a PvE upgrade, because the PvE is a little bit lacking in this game. And obviously PvP has needed a balance for a long time. Get a quest journal. The quest system has been improved to provide a more immersive and enjoyable experience. With a cleaner UX and UI presentation, more interesting quest giver interactions, and intuitive journal system. Perfect. We needed that. We needed something better for the quests. The quests were kind of boring and, quite frankly, lame. Event log. The event log notifies players of important events such as raids that have occurred, if their creatures were attacked, etc., etc. Again, something we've needed for a while. Other games have this. We won't specifically mention the ones, especially the one that will not be spoken of, but this will give us an idea of what's happening behind the scenes when we're not online, or even as it happens. Next is the item dye system, something we talked about previously. Again, craft or collect dozens of colored dyes and apply them to your clothing, armor, and weapons, customizing your items and personalizing. Needed this. Awesome. Thanks, devs. Appreciate it. Also, they're going to let us dye our tamed creatures, which is awesome as well. Thank you, devs, especially for a game that it has taming, but it's not the key focus of the game. So awesome. Appreciate that. Next is probably the biggest thing in this update, in my opinion. We've talked about raiding and how it's been an issue, and the primary issue that people complain about is offline raiding because of how easy it's been. Some people have want offline raid prevention, others don't. I'm on the side that does not want that, but I think that they've come up with a pretty balanced solution. So let's read what they're going to do. And kudos to the devs, by the way, before I read this off. They've kind of met the community in the middle, and I think that even though I'm not totally in favor of this, I think that this is really fair. So they're going to have time of day raid protection. This will be for your local time zone, so whatever type of server you pick. But for PvP servers only, raiding is now time locked between the hours of 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. on weekdays and 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on weekends. Awesome. This is making it where we're not completely tied to the hip at this game like other survival games. We'll see how it goes, how long it lasts, but you will have offline raid protection for basically low population server hours. Thank you, devs. Awesome. And then rating rebalance. Citadel's spell siege system relies on two important variables, spell damage and siege energy, or more simply, the amount of casts a player can do until the spell runs out. AoE siege spells have had a reduction in damage over an area. We needed this for two reasons. One, because those are the types of spells that people were mainly using to raid the AoE spells because they were doing much more damage. Single target spells should do more damage to a single target than an AoE. That's the whole point, but that's okay. They're fixing it now. Another thing that people would do is spread out the damage with AoE to basically damage more structures to get more Reformation Stones spread out. With this, it'll do less damage. The Reformation Stones will still heal, but they'll have a lot less healing to do on those structures that are being hit by AoE. So I think it's a good trade-off. Creature loot generation. 10 creatures will now passively generate contextual related items to their inventories for their owners to loot. This happens automatically as long as the creature is tamed. I'm guessing that this is going to be like for phoenixes, hopefully phoenix feathers, phoenix eggs, stuff like that. That would be kind of cool. We'll see how that happens. And then structure counter. The structure counter is a convenience feature to let players know if they can or cannot build any additional structures in their current region. Awesome. Needed that. Something I was always kind of scared of. And then a ton of exploit fixes, bug fixes, stuff like that. Of course, we expect to see that. And once the finite list comes out, I would be really interested to see how big that's going to be, because I'm sure it's going to be huge. You know, my takes on this patch are going to be, you know, mainly positive patch. Definitely some things that we needed. I love the idea about the raid timer. That's going to make the game where people still want to play it, but they don't have to worry about going to sleep at night or when they go to work during the day. I mean, this is a huge step in the right direction. I love it. And I think that, you know, people who do play constantly and don't really have a life outside of gaming, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, it'll give them an opportunity to do other things than offline raid people. So yeah, really good news, great patch notes, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then I'll try to post the Steam link, but you can always Google Citadel Forged with Fire, Twitter or Facebook, and you can pull this off of there as well if you want to see it for yourself. Thanks for watching, guys.